The Whitsun and half-term holiday combined gave Fairacre School almost a week's break, which I spent most agreeably at Cambridge with an old college friend. The Becks, enchanting at any time and season, seemed lovelier than ever, and even song at King's College Chapel exerted the same magic as it did on my first visit with the same friend many years ago. What a hauntingly lovely place Cambridge is. It has a gentleness and ambience, a wistful elegance that is unique. A visit to London or Oxford or any other great and ancient city for that matter exhilarates and stimulates me. But Cambridge always gives something more, so deeply stirring that I could not dismiss it simply as nostalgia for my long-lost youth. Tentative questioning of other people has confirmed my suspicions that Cambridge has a quality compounded of great skies, shimmering willows and water, ephemeral youth in age-old buildings, and the loneliness of its setting in the desolate fens, which evokes a strangely powerful response from those who walk her ways. The train journey back to Caxley was a tedious cross-country affair, lasting over 3 hours. Luckily, Mr. and Mrs. Annett were shopping near the station and gave me a lift to Fairacre so that I did not have to wait another hour for the local bus. The schoolhouse was unnaturally quiet when the sound of the Annett's car had died away. I prowled round, savouring the joys of the newly returned. The clock had stopped at 4:20, the house was flowerless, and in the kitchen the dishcloth hung dry and stiff, arched over the edge of the sink like a miniature canvas tunnel. I put the kettle on for that first inspiring cup of tea, and I resumed my prowling upstairs. Tibby, curled up comfortably in a patch of sunlight on my eiderdown, stretched out luxuriously, all claws extended, gave a welcoming yowl, half yawn, half mew, and resumed her interrupted slumbers again. Mrs. Pringle had been detailed to feed the cat, and when I returned to my singing kettle, I noticed that every morsel of food had been used. As I had left an imposing variety of delicacies, including cold meat, cold fish, dried cat food, and 2 tins of another variety much appreciated by Tibby, as well as half a pint of milk daily, my companion had obviously been living like a lord, and I could see that I should have the unenviable job of restoring her to a more humble way of life. With all the windows in the house opened, I sat down with my tea tray and thought how lovely it was to be back. I feel like a sword in a scabbard, I told myself, and instantly decided that a sword was much too dashing. Perhaps a cup, hanging again on its accustomed hook on the kitchen dresser, would be a better simile. At any rate, to be a village schoolmistress, with a fine border of pinks just breaking before me, and the sound of rooks cawing overhead, seemed a very right and proper thing to be, and I envied no man. The second half of the term has started in a blaze of sunshine. Yesterday, the temperature was up in the 80s, and we had the schoolroom door propped open with the biggest upturned flower pot that Mr. Willett could find. The green paint on the doors and windows of Fairacre School has long since faded to a soft, silvery green, like a cabbage leaf with a fine bloom on it. It is a most beautiful colour, and I regret that we are due to be repainted in the summer holidays. The managers have now decided on the new colour, I hear, but Mr. Willett tells me that Mr. Roberts, the farmer, favours a deep beetroot, Colonel Wesley a sensible chocolate, and the vicar is pressing for green once again. I'm doing a little subtle propaganda each time I see the vicar and supporting his claim as the least objectionable of the three colours. The children spend their playtime and dinner hour in the shade of the elm trees at the corner of the playground. The distant clatter and hum of Mr. Roberts' grass cutter at work is a real high summer sound, and while the children loll in their desks, fidgeting as the backs of their knees stick uncomfortably to the edge of their wooden seats, they can hear the swallows screaming as they flash by St. Patrick's Spa next door, and the drone of a captive bee who has blundered through the Gothic window. I have never seen the elder bushes so covered in flowers, and until this year had never realized what beautiful trees they are, with their hundreds of floating white faces, all tilted at the same angle, each composed of a myriad tiny flowers, each flower having 5 petals star-wise, with 5 golden stamens projecting above and looking like a tremolo piece of jewelry. The bushes in the summer heat are dazzling. Their luminous quality, compounded of their massive moons against young green leaves, which Sir Alfred Munnings has scored so brilliantly in paint, has never struck me so forcibly as during this vivid spell of weather.